What's up, guys? Swift here, covering everything Chicago Bears. Today I'm covering the topic of whether or not Luke Getsy's offense works and how much of the struggles are his fault and whether or not Justin Fields should shoulder a lot of the blame. Let's get right into it. After spending a ton of time watching the tape from this Vikings game, it's clear to me that Luke Getsy is in over his head, but Justin Fields does need to play better. There are still plenty of areas for Justin to improve upon and continue working to get better at. But with that being said, there is no excuse for the lack of imagination and creativity from Luke Getsy. He continues calling the same plays over and over and over. 7 weeks ago, we played the Vikings, and the whole world expected Brian Flores to blitz, except for Luke Getsy. He missed the memo, got exposed, and got our quarterback killed. Now he had a chance for a rematch, and this time he had to plan to beat the blitz. But his plan was screen, and more screen passes. I understand that a well-timed screen pass is the perfect remedy for over-anxious defenders who have their ears pinned back and are blitzing heavy. But the key to a screen pass is just that. It has to be well-timed. You have to catch the defense off guard for a screen to work. If you're throwing them all game and building your game plan around them, it makes no sense. There are plenty of other ways to beat a blitz than just throwing wide receiver screen passes. Has Luke Getsy ever heard of a slant? What about a jet sweep or pivots? Hot routes for the blitz. I don't claim to be an expert or the smartest man alive. I'm a super fan who's studied the game my entire life, and I always think about things logically and with perspective. But simply put, there's no reason to ever call 3 straight wide receiver screens, especially when none of them were successful. To me, Luke Getsy's play calling is the definition of insanity. He's doing the same thing over and over and over, but expecting different results. I think the worst thing that ever happened to this offense was during the preseason this year, when Justin Fields came out, threw 2 screen passes for touchdowns, one to DJ Moore and one to Khalil Herbert. I think at that point in time, Luke Getsy decided to build his entire offense around screen passes. I'm kidding, kind of, but Luke Getsy's reliance on screen passes this year has been infuriating. He lacks creativity and imagination with his play calling. I think the Bears need to make a change during this bye week. Yes, we won the game, and there were a lot of good things to take away from it, but the offensive play calling was not one of them. We won that game in spite of Getsy's play calls, not because of them. This defense had 4 turnovers and dominated Josh Dobbs and the Vikings for most of the game. I think Matt Eberflus does deserve a lot of credit for that. This defense rallied for him and is playing some really inspiring football. You have to love what you see from that side of the ball recently. And on offense, the line has played a lot better, and Justin Fields continues to flash the ability to do things that nobody else can do. His ability to extend plays and make defenders miss is simply special. And on top of that, DJ Moore and Cole Kmet are both legit. They are both weapons in the NFL. I think a new play caller could further unlock this offense and showcase Justin Fields' talents. This bye week is probably the only opportunity we have to make a change like that before the season ends. I'm not trying to make excuses for anybody or throw Luke Getsy under the bus. I've just simply ran out of patience with him. It's really sad to sit at home and know what play is going to get called next from your offense. If I know what's coming, I'm pretty sure the defense knows what's coming too. That's just common sense. We don't have a lot of options here, but to me, Andrew Janocko is my choice for a guy who should be calling plays. He's had success with Kirk Cousins, and his close relationship with Justin Fields and experience in multiple offenses can't be understated. Also, giving Janocko play calling duties doesn't even mean we have to fire Luke Getsy. I know this team doesn't like to fire coaches and coordinators mid-season, but Luke Getsy might just not be cut out to call plays in the NFL. This is something that's overlooked a lot. Think about Matt Nagy, for instance. He's a great offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, but he does not call plays. Andy Reid calls the plays, and we found out in Chicago that Nagy just didn't have that in him. He's still a really good offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, but he is not a play caller in the NFL. Luke Getsy might even be a really good coach and even a good offensive coordinator like Nagy, but I don't think he's ready to call plays at the NFL level. There's just too much proof in the pudding there. He's too predictable, he doesn't take advantage of the talent he has enough, and honestly, he calls plays like he's scared to win. Like I said, I'm not the guy making those decisions, and I'm not claiming to be smarter than anyone. I've just watched a ton of tape on this team over the last 2 years, and Luke Getsy has not been getting the job done. It's pretty easy to see when you watch the film over and over, even just watching the game live, that Luke Getsy lacks creativity. He's just not catching defenses off guards very much, and he's getting out-coached by defensive coordinators. Something needs to change in that regard if we want to win games moving forward. There's just something missing when Luke Getsy calls plays. If you watch successful NFL play callers, they keep defensive coordinators on their toes. They attack vertically and they set up plays. A lot of what Luke Getsy has done in the last year and a half just simply has not worked. I think some of his game plans and schemes have the ability to work, but right now Luke Getsy is scared. I think his failures have shell-shocked him. He doesn't want to continue seeing negative plays and miscues like he has for the last 2 years, and I think because of that, he's scared to make mistakes. Defensive coordinators are getting the best of him, and I have not seen Getsy make the adjustments to have any kind of confidence that he's going to get better going forward. With 5 games left in the season, it's time for a change. I like Luke Getsy. I think he's a good guy. I like listening to him talk in pressers, but it's time for this team to hold someone accountable. When fans at home can tell that the play caller is in over his head, something has to be done to change it. Kevin Warren, Ryan Poles, I don't think either of you are listening, but come on, guys. As for Justin Fields, though, he is not without blame. The All-22 did show that he left some chunk plays on the field Monday night, and I'll be breaking that down later, as well as showing Luke Getsy's lack of creativity in the All-22 film room. But for me, it's time for a change. We need someone new calling plays. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.